Hey everyone, we are back here once again with the MSK show, your guys' new favorite show on the internet. No, that's actually a lie. I'm actually everyone's least favorite. Just kidding. I'm always the favorite, and I always manage to please everybody. So, this is going to be episode 12. We're on our journey through the double digits. We're going to be in triple digits very soon. We'll be in quad digits eventually until we do the Marvel comic route and reboot back to a number one after sales are low. That's the usual, get to like 20 issues like a Deadpool or an Iron Man and then reboot back to a number one. All new, all different MSK.
Oh God. He'll be in the other corner of his room streaming this way instead.
So tonight I was initially going to stream the show to Twitter like I usually do, but I ended up changing my name and my bio. And then when you do that, if you're a blue checkmark person, they have to verify that shit. So that's why you're not seeing the show on Twitter. So I just put it on Twitch, actually. We don't stream the show to Twitch anymore, but you guys will get the show on Twitch until Twitter gives me my blue checkmark back. So today for me was pretty productive. I read Avengers versus Alien #1. Got that reviewed. I'll be reviewing Wolverine Deep Cut #1 very soon. Probably later on tonight, I'll read it and get it done because, I'm trying to be more consistent at putting out more content. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Kind of just rested all day, ready to go back to work tomorrow, but I'm off Thursday. Nothing else to do. We'll get paid this week. I'll pay my rent and then I'll cry because I live in California. And apparently, by what all the Democrats say, food and gas are not expensive.
You're going to get your reparations now. You live in California.
Ah, shit. Good Lord. I was surprised people still talk about reparations. It's crazy.
Didn't Gavin Newsom sign that?
I haven't signed anything at this point.
People who weren't slaves are going to get money from people who never had slaves in a state that never had slavery. White guilt is a healthy drug.
MSK, get your bag, man.
I always said this. Hey, to be fair, if they're giving away free money, I'm not going to take it. I'm not that realistic. Yeah. No, yeah, like I also feel this. I hate that it exists, but if you're gonna give me free money, like I'm not gonna say no to free money. That just doesn't make any sense, right? But I just don't understand. People just, I don't know, they're just lazy pieces of shit. If you want to go get a job, I'm talking about people that are out of work because they're like hurt or something. Like if you're an able-bodied human being, quit relying on the government. Just go out and get a job. Like jobs are not that hard to find. People keep saying there's some people that just don't even apply for anything. They just do nothing. Like they're hoping one day daddy government will just bless them with money. And that's just like not how that works, But what do I know? I'm just a hot, rich, good looking black guy who can rizz up the ladies,
Yeah, none of that's true.
Huh. Well, Great Prepace here to talk about his usual bullshit. But what's going on, man? How you doing?
Doing fantabulous. Good times. I'm here, so it's getting a little worse. But other than that, good time.
Hell yeah. Darnell's here. What's going on, man? How are you doing?
What's up, man? About to freaking lose my mind on this damn 3D printer, dude. I'm about to freaking just pull all my hair out.
What version 3D printer do you have?
I got an Ender 3 V2. I dropped from a 0.4 millimeter to a 0.2. I went from brass to hardened steel, and it won't extrude any filament.
Oh, is it plastic or resin?
PLA. It's PLA. It's plastic.
Yeah, I have a resin. I have a Mars Elegoo Pro. It's real small. I printed up like the ultimate nullifier.
Yeah, you showed me last time.
Yeah.
I bought this from a kid who bought it, tried it once, he gave up, and said, "Hey, it's $100. You have it all. Like here, you're $700 worth of shit."
I just paid. I forget who it was on my channel and told me about a company that it's like $150. They'll design whatever you want, and they're pretty good designs. So I'm getting my character for my comic, the Patriarch, and then
they're gonna make it, or are they gonna send you the thing for you to make?
They're gonna send me the file. I'll make it. I got a 3D printer. I'm not gonna pay the extra price for have them make a resin thing and then mail it to me, and it's gonna be broken.
Shit, so I need that link.
And then my friend paints really, really well. She like paints and sells things on eBay. So I was like, yeah, I'll send you the files, print them out, paint them, see if we can sell some of these, Because my comic is going to print it this week, and it looks freaking awesome.
Hell yeah.
I had a bunch of proofreaders just check it to see if like there was any typos and stuff. And
usual stuff. Yeah,
it looked. I was like, don't. And it's funny. I send them the comic to check for typos or anything. And they're all like, "So what's this story? What's this story?" I said, "I'm not talking about the story. Grammar, okay, you know.
You want to know? Buy it."
Yeah, but that was good feedback that they're asking me about characters. What's going on with this? So,
oof,
my confidence up.
Yep, yeah, man, that's an awesome thing, and I'm glad Hero Tales #1 is going to be going to the printer very, very soon, and we'll be able to read it and review it on the channel.
If you back it on Indiegogo, you might actually have the comic before it closes down.
Damn.
Where did I back that? I don't remember. I think I backed it on Fund My Comic. I
forget where you backed it.
Yeah, I backed it on Fund My Comic. I backed Vaughn's on Indiegogo. I thought Indiegogo is where he had the 10K, so I wanted to contribute to the 10K, but I went to the Indiegogo one. That one he actually still did pretty decent. He did 1,500 on that one actually, which there's been a few people that have been launching their campaigns around election season, and people have been saying like, hey, why am I having a slow campaign? I promoted, and this is kind of like the overrated thing with marketing that people keep not understanding. You can market all you want. It's really just a flip of the coin if people are going to end up buying it. There's everyone's trying to do this like, what's the next marketing gimmick that I could do? Sometimes, guys, it's just really kind of up to the people to buy it. It's really all you can do, And if you have a product or idea that nobody wants to buy, then no one's going to buy it. It's just kind of what it is, Even if someone's idea is worse objectively, it doesn't matter because they don't want your idea. And that must sting to be a creative person and sink all that money into a comic book knowing no one wants your shit. That's crazy. Well, speaking of someone's shit that I want to eat, John's Longbox is here. He's the featured guest tonight. Eventually we'll have the one-on-ones again because, a new show so we can do all the one-on-ones again and get into the mind of people that live in New York, a dog shit, disgusting state that probably should be nuked off the face of the planet. But, what do I know, actually?
I was looking at a website that said how likely to survive a nuclear strike. And, yeah, New York, where I live, when the war happened right after the election, I'm toast.
They taught us how to survive a nuclear explosion. Get under your desk.
Oh yeah,
remember? Yeah. Get in the hallway. Get beneath your desk. Put your head between your legs. That's how they. That's what
I don't know, man. I'm when I was young, I was like, yeah, I want to survive and run like Wolverines, and so, now it's like I want to die instantly.
Yes.
Hey, California is a great state. What do you think? We have great affordable health care, a great governor, great pro-abortion laws. We have great child care. Gun laws are amazing here. We live in like literally the best state on the planet, honestly. You guys don't believe me, do you?
No, not at all.
I don't think anyone would if you actually live here. Holy crap, this place is terrible. But tonight we did have the vice presidential debate. Now I'm gonna be completely honest here. I think most average people don't give a rat's flying fuck about vice presidents in general. That's actually kind of a recent thing. People actually cared about VPs, on like the level they do now. Most of the time, people can only really tell you the president. If you ask someone what was George Bush's dad's VP, no one would fucking know. Let's be honest here. But recently, the VPs have been getting a lot more traction, which is good because if the president's having a running mate, and that person could be maybe just as good, or if worse, we should probably know who they're picking because if they're incapable of picking someone good, then why should I trust their judgment on making decisions about the country? This right or left doesn't really matter, honestly. Because the person you pick as VP should be someone that you trust can run the country, even if you're not doing it. And Joe Biden has that right now with Kamala Harris. So we see how that's really going right now, honestly. Mr. Tim Walt had said he's friends with school shooters. That just single-handedly might be that has to be top 10 worst thing a politician's ever said on a live television broadcast. That's crazy. I don't know if he was nervous. Yeah, but that looked like he was crumbling.
Jimmy Palmiotti will start explaining to me why that's a good thing pretty soon.
Oh yeah. I had Jimmy on the Iron Man podcast a long time ago. Jimmy, he's pretty open that he supports the Democrat. He's from New York. They're gonna support the Democratic Party. To be honest, here
he lives in Florida.
I thought he lived in New York. I'm thinking about someone who
Yeah,
lived in New York.
He grew up in New York. He
grew up in New York. You're right.
I said you fled a blue state. You're living in a red state. So I said I don't care what words come out of your mouth. I care where your butt is.
Yeah. That's the
I'm
thing.
into butt politics. Like
Mhm.
I got one of my buddies over here who was yelling and screaming about the Republicans. I'm like, where do you live again? He left Queens. I said, you left a nice, diverse Queens Democrat neighborhood, and he moved upstate New York into it. I said, you live in a nice white Republican town. And he goes, well, the schools are nice here, and the values of the houses. I said, oh, so you like? I said, you hear the words coming out of your mouth? I said, don't. I said, now you're going to vote for all of the politics that you left Flushing for. I said, welcome to the Republicans. I said, I said, all of that diversity and all of that whatever. I said, as soon as your girl got pregnant, you fled to a nice, safe Republican community. Yeah. I said,
it was an actual debate. The first we had. Yeah, that's what I actually liked about it. I also like that both of them kind of agreed without saying it that, hey, we're not going to start flinging mud at each other. We're not going to start calling each other names. We're going to hey, Timothy even agreed on things that JD had said, and it was vice versa too. I think that's like the standard of political debates that we need moving forward. Even if we have them 4 years after this, depending on where the country's even at 4 years from now. Holy mother God. But moving forward, I want people to know that's how it should be. Because if people look at those two and they see that they can do that, then other people can too. You don't have to want to murder somebody because they think differently than you. Despite they'll probably be mostly wrong in what they're saying. Doesn't matter. You don't have to hurt them.
Well, unfortunately, people I know who are on the left side have been on Facebook, yapping.
Oh God, they're probably melting down right now.
They're screaming about Vance. They're arguing about their unity that they showed on stage.
Well, how many people are going after Zachary Levi for saying, let's just be nice to each other? You know what I mean? Let's just be nice to. Oh, I just have to laugh that. I said to other people, I go, oh, so when did you vote for Kamala Harris? And you never did.
The Dean Cain. I know you're talking about the post that I saw. The two. There was the one where that one guy with the teddy bear profile. I think it was Ted or whatever. He was like, "Man, I can't believe one of my favorite actors in DC endorses Trump." And this is the weirdest thing about people is that half the people you probably even probably don't agree with your politics. But I'm not going to them for that. I would never go to name a person like Will Smith. Will Smith. I would never go up to Will Smith and ask him, "Hey man, what's your stance on abortion?" I could give two shits what his opinion is. Can he act in a movie? Is he good in the movie? It's really all that matters, honestly.
That's why everybody likes Keanu Reeves is he keeps his mouth shut.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves says nothing about politics, and that's really kind of how it should be. I'm not looking to voice actors and actors for political things. Because I'll be honest, they're the dumbest people about it anyway. Tim Walz, at the end of his speech tonight, talked about Taylor Swift.
They're so disconnected from reality. He did. He brought up Taylor Swift.
MSK.
And hey, I'm just saying, Zachary Levi endorsing Trump, people got to factor in. What's wrong with it if he is?
You know what? I didn't want to hear it either because I don't like it when left actors endorse politicians. I don't like it when right when I was like, oh man, Zach, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. It's just one of those things where we know that if you do kind of endorse what is not approved by them, they remove you. And it's that's the reason why no one speaks about these things openly, because if you could, you wouldn't have that problem. But they have this thing where, they want you to talk about what they talk about and believe everything they believe in. Yeah, I'm just not gonna be that way. A nice, safe white community.
I need to use my platform to inform you and tell you how right I am, and you need to think like me.
The discourse is the discourse that will always be the same, but the political debates have been a travesty since 2016. Yeah. I think tonight, JD Vance and even Tim Walz, even though he did fairly off at certain points, was at least they're both calm and collected. That's how it should be. They
were respectful to each other.
That's all you need to be.
Each other. But again, I only saw the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But from what I saw, they did get a couple of shots at each other, but it wasn't what we saw a few weeks ago.
Most of you guys hate Taylor Swift. Fuck off. Oh my God. He's just saying what's on everyone's mind.
I don't know. I'm a 56-year-old man. I couldn't even name a Taylor Swift song. Really,
I mean,
I'm sure
haters
I
gonna
heard
hate.
one in the background and not realized it. Same with Justin Bieber. I
I'm
couldn't
only
name-
know these songs because of my kids, and I'll pick
Well,
up
yeah.
on the popular ones, and that's it. I don't even know their names.
I don't have kids, so I don't know. Yeah.
Darnell, MSK uses this platform to do just that. Yeah, I don't even hate Taylor Swift. I like some of her songs, but but I would never go to Taylor Swift for politics. Like,
But-
she had a song called like "Fuck the Patriarchy." It's like, why would you ever listen to a woman like that?
Why would she
sounds
attack John's
retarded as
character
fuck.
like
Yeah, what
that?
did she have against my comic?
Yeah, go man, you missed it on the Taylor Swift fans. How could you, John?
What did the patriarch ever do to her?
I
man.
don't hate her. I don't hate her because to hate her would mean I'd have to waste energy on
Yeah.
feelings. And I just, when I see her, I'm like, oh, okay, moving on.
Yeah,
I just,
Can she sing? I don't even know what her voice sounds like.
I mean,
she's
pretty
apparently
good.
the devil or a Satanist or some shit. I don't know.
Oh, also for everyone, I did get some videos done today. The ones you guys asking about Joker 2 and Borderlands.
The
Those are being
Union?
worked on. The Union will be coming up very soon.
Oh,
I'm getting
okay.
some free time, Don't worry.
And some
Things will
Fortnite
happen.
gameplay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is Joker
Yeah.
2 out already?
Comes up this week.
It is getting shit on
It's getting
everywhere.
destroyed.
Oh, really?
Have you seen
Everyone's
Folia
shitting
Dude?
on it. Folia dude. Feel a dude.
Wait, hold on. No way. She was in Cats.
Jeremy Johns absolutely hates it.
Yeah.
Yes, she was.
Then
Jeremy
again,
Johns
who
absolutely
watched-
She was the
hates it.
star of Cats, sir.
Okay, I'll be honest here. Cats,
Cats
was
was
just
a
a
Taylor
furry's
Swift
wet
vehicle.
dream. Who willingly went to the theater
I
and
think
watched
more of a
Cats?
nightmare. A fever dream, maybe. I don't know about wet dream, sir. It was nobody's wet dream. It was too. What would you call that? It's
Wet.
that like uncanny valley weirdness with the cat creatures. But on top of that, it's like the worst musical ever. It's right up your alley, MSK. I
The
know
worst
why you're
musical
talking about
ever
it.
is still Hamilton. Oh my god, that music
I've
is
never seen that.
excruciating.
Oh, give me Hamilton any day over Cats. That's just because, man, Cats. Come on.
Best one is Cannibal the Musical. Best musical ever.
Yeah, give me Book of Mormon over that. But
I
same
haven't seen
guys
that one.
love them.
Yeah.
Oh, you do yourself a favor,
I need
man.
to so bad. I just haven't seen it. Let's build a snowman. We can name him Ted.
Well, Joker 2 is coming out, and as you guys know, with new blockbuster movies, I usually go over the first reviews and reactions, Rotten Tomato scores. I got to get that stuff done. You guys liked it when I do it for other movies. It's definitely pretty fun. I'll also say this, okay? Keep in mind, a studio does not like breaking even, okay? This is something in business that if you know any business owner, go up to a business owner and say, hey, you probably had a great month. He was like, and if he responds, no, I broke even, that is not good, okay? Breaking even, it means you lost. It's technically a 50-50 because you don't actually lose or gain anything, but most business guys will see it as just a loss. When a movie studio announces a movie as break even, that's bad because people factor in the movie theaters themselves take in. Okay, so our theaters take 45% of the ticket sales. Okay, 45%. So a lot of this movie, the movie theater industry makes. I mean, most of the movie theaters only make money off just selling you popcorn or slushies or chicken or pizza, and I like that stuff. Theater too.
Chicken? You get
We have chicken
for
wings.
movies,
Yeah,
sir?
yeah, we have chicken
Dude,
wings.
they
They're
have a
My
full
movie
so
menu
good.
nowadays.
Delicious
There's-
chicken wings,
Right? They're
That's-
so good. Chicken
They're
wings in the
really-
movie theater are
really
amazing.
They make these Bavarian pretzels. I got one. I was like, I'm gonna. Oh my god, this thing was. My wife was like, "Are you kidding?" Because I ordered her like chicken fingers, and I got the. We were like taking stuff home in a baggie.
They have like full menus
That's
at
awesome.
that restaurant.
I'm not gonna lie, we were watching a movie in Victorville, like 30 minutes down the hill from here. I went back for more chicken wings. I ordered 2 boxes, and I was like, I need more.
Of course
chicken
you did.
wings. I need
No,
the
no,
barbecue
you don't need
sauce
to
was
explain
so
it
good,
to us.
dude. I'll
We
be
get
honest
it.
here. They put crack in that barbecue sauce or the chicken. I don't know what it was made for.
All the more
That shit
reason
was
for you to
great.
get more. It
Hell
makes
yeah.
sense.
I wanted to be the black guy experience. I wanted to basically be the black guy that went and got chicken. I didn't get the pizza. Other people got the pizza. Nah, not me.
Always
Did
get a
you, have
hot
a
dog.
girl-
understand.
did you have a black
chicken.
girlfriend that talked through the movie?
No, my ex is.
He was the one
my,
that was talking
He
through the
doesn't have the
movie.
full experience.
my ex was
Uh,
a taco, an illegal alien. So her opinion didn't
No,
really
he
matter to
said
me.
talker. I think
He
you might
turns
have
it-
misheard him.
He turns his
But,
phone on like a YouTube video and plays like a black chick talking throughout a movie. So
Okay, I'm not you guys. That's what you guys do.
Nostalgia.
I'm not having any black girl
so
on my videos.
You were randomly bringing up breaking even. What movie's broken even recently?
Damn. Are you? Oh, would you count a year ago? Would that count? I mean, movies have definitely maybe broken even. Hold on, give me one moment.
Okay.
Transformers: Rise of the Beast for sure. Potentially, the studio said broke even. But if you look at marketing budget attached to it, that's not good. Hold on, give me one sec. Top.
I just thought maybe you were talking about like the last ones to open because like I think Megalopolis is like the
Megalopolis flopped pretty hard.
Long time.
Everybody see that?
Yes,
I didn't know what it was about.
I'm not sure what I saw, but I saw it.
You saw it, Grateful Pot? What did you think?
So there's a lot of really beautiful visuals going on, but there's just so many ideas. I guess he wrote it over like 40 years, and he kept changing the focus on what he wanted the story to be. It really kind of reads like that. I want to see it again to see if I'm missing something, but man, it's worth seeing, but it's not. It's hard to recommend it.
Wait a minute. He was
beautiful.
The guy that said that him and Denis Villeneuve were the main ones.
Denis Villeneuve
and Martin Scorsese. I remember they were the ones that were firmly pushing the MCU was not cinema. The audience is dumb if you like those movies. And I'll say this, even if you agree with what they're saying, calling that audience dumb because they like those movies is not a good thing. Okay, it's not. Even if it's
it's the same audience that watches their shit.
Yeah, but people are like, well, it's true. Well, not.
But they're not making like popcorn flicks. Like it is the dude who made The Godfather 1 and 2. He also made The Godfather 3. But I mean, come on, and it's also Apocalypse Now. Like I think he's got some room to talk shit.
No.
I'm not saying Martin Scorsese. No. Like, I know there's a difference between a comic book and great literature and novel too. And I'm a big comic book fan. So like, he's. There's going to Jack in the Box for dinner, and there's also going to a steakhouse.
Yeah,
I think so. And he's not the one that makes the kind of Jack in the Box type of deal,
right?
And you don't want like a steakhouse guy. Like you don't want. I'm trying to think who's
Jack in the Box.
The celebrity chef guy now. I guess Gordon Ramsay. You don't want him to start cornering fast food or whatever. You want him to do his fucking thing,
right?
Hey,
or maybe
I like mini churros.
We should have him try it.
And I didn't find it. I didn't think what he said was insulting. I mean, we can all agree that Quantum Mania is not on the same level as Raging Bull or.
I had to give two shits what he thinks about what I watched for me to care, and I fucking don't. He can say whatever he wants because what he says does not factor in what I watch.
Because Quentin Tarantino did it too.
Fuck him too. Fuck both of them.
The thing I was bringing up was because a lot of people have mentioned, well, the companies had attacked the fans and everything. They did too. Like, even if you agree with their opinion, that is attacking people when they say you're an idiot for liking this. That's the same thing. They just called you an idiot.
That's on you though for taking it as an attack.
I understand.
He's doing the opposite of. I'm sorry, John. Go first, man.
Go ahead.
He's doing the exact opposite of what the Marvel and these big studios are doing. They're turning out product after product. He's interested in the art. Like his last big thing was Twixt, which the main thing about that was during the actual like festival screenings, he was live editing the film and he was like putting in different scenes based off of the audience reaction and kind of anticipating it that way. That is the exact opposite like of what Marvel is trying to do. They're trying to do the fits all weird one size product. He's trying to do it super unique and super artsy. I don't know that everything's going to connect. I wasn't the biggest fan of Twixt. I'm not the biggest fan of this thing, but man, I think that is how you get some art like The Godfather, like Apocalypse Now. I don't know if you could make that from the studio. I think you'd get a lot of like the Marvels, things like that.
I'm not saying that I would feel attacked by that. But I can understand why people would feel turned off by that because that's just unnecessary. Like the person that you might like watching, like let's say someone did like, I know a lot of people do like watching the Martin Scorsese movies. Wouldn't it feel kind of odd that he would call you a retard essentially for liking his movies and other ones too?
What I was going to say was I agree with what he says. It makes sense. But just like your boy Zach's last month worth of videos, it's not, you shouldn't be saying it. You know, just sometimes just keep it to yourself.
Because they're treating the average person like you said earlier, Jack in the Box, and like the difference between going to Jack in the Box and like a diner that's in your area. People know the difference. They're not that stupid. I would hope they're not, you know?
I see Scorsese and Tarantino, and all those other, fucking idiots. This is who they are to me. They're the guy in the coffee shop that has the fucking fancy ass coffee, and you walk in and say, "I need a coffee, cream, sugar. I'm going to sit, read a book," and they proceed to tell you how fucking stupid you are for not getting the $25 coffee that they have. That's who those guys are. They're the guys who go in a record store. You walk in, you go to grab the record you want, and they're like, "Oh, you're buying that? That is not music." That's who those guys are. And when
I disagree, man.
I look at them,
I think
okay, and I'll walk away.
I think it would be like you going into the specialty shop instead of like the Dunkin' Donuts and asking for that like cheap coffee, or going into like this specialty extreme like boutique record store and asking for, hey, you got like the latest pop hit or something. I just think it's something that's not necessarily what they're doing, but I might be biased in this. I like artsy flicks as opposed to just
I don't mind artsy,
like action ones that they churn out.
Not saying those movies, not saying artsy movies aren't good. Not saying that at all. No, I do enjoy some art movies. It's the opinion of these people who think they're the fucking final word in cinema. You make movies.
We're talking Martin Scorsese. He made some of the best movies ever made.
Good for him.
We're not talking.
I think it's the difference between like a connoisseur or, like John, I'm sure like, you wouldn't be dealing with a lot of the normie comics or something like that. I think you probably have like some knowledge of like some deep dives that you could really pull. And like, if somebody was going to recommend the best things ever, yeah.
I got, for every
I think these guys just don't.
Deep show I have, I also have like this, I'm still buying regular old Batman and Robin, I like them both. I like the Marvel universe, but I also love artsy fartsy movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Well,
I think like my stance is Martin Scorsese, you're right, but that's the kind of opinion you should keep to yourself.
No, because even if he's right,
not winning people over.
Because that's the thing is, even if he's right, which is a subjective thing anyway, because people could just easily just disagree with him. Because just because he's Martin Scorsese doesn't mean he's right about everything. That would just be stupid to put someone on a pedestal like that.
That is what I'm getting at.
There's the thing in the comic world. The comics, this is the world of comics. It's an open secret. The audience kind of gets to decide what they like. If that's the movies they like, we really like. What can you really? What can he do about that though?
Okay, yeah. Forget the coffee analogy. It's the same as if you get Frank Miller's like, "Oh, you like Invincible? Oh, that is piss posh. That is so beneath me. You should. That is trash." Fuck you, Frank Miller. I enjoy Invincible. I enjoy your shit, but you should shut the fuck up because your opinion means nothing to me.
Do you remember when
it deserves it though?
Do you remember the Dave Chappelle show? They would do that skit when Keeping It Real goes wrong.
Yes.
With Martin Scorsese, this is a perfect example of when Keeping It Real goes wrong. I Keep It Real. Scorsese is one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. I think if there is an authority who can say with authority about the quality of movies, it's him. But it's like telling your wife, yeah, you did gain 20 pounds. You're right, but you should have kept your mouth shut.
One of them
said, what I mean?
I don't know if it was Martin or Denise or one of the four we mentioned. One of them said that going to those movies is like a theme park ride.
It's Denise, not Denise.
Which one of them? I'm pretty sure he was the one. He said going to their movies is essentially going to a theme park ride. But that's the key thing. That's the key thing about their movies too, that they didn't realize this. Movies are a roller coaster. They have highs and lows. Even if it's a good movie, there's highs and lows in a movie, right? Sadness, happiness, excitement, whatever, right?
I think Walter's right what he said here. We're talking about some level of gatekeeping.
Yeah.
And I can guarantee you, Scorsese is one of those people who was like bitching about, oh, you're gatekeeping people out of this and out of that. Now he's doing the same fucking thing.
Yeah. I'm just saying that.
He didn't say that these movies shouldn't be made or anything. He just said that there's different.
No, he said it's not real cinema.
Right.
Again.
Yeah. But the audience kind of gets to decide that, though. The audience is
there's someone that I want to gatekeep. It's not the general audience, though. It is kind of the expert on the subject. And I'd say, Denis Villeneuve, Martin Scorsese, and Francis Ford Coppola. They are experts in it. I'm not going to believe them on everything, but I think they got a point. Like there is cinema, and then there's like a popcorn flick, and I think they might be right. I don't know if general audiences are into cinema.
Right.
I was able to watch.
Me and my wife, we like to go to a fancy restaurant, sit down, get the waiter, with the white gloves. That is awesome. But I also like to go through the Wendy's drive-through every once in a while.
I like going to Little Caesars
for sure.
I watched Deadpool Wolverine 7 times. Quicker than I finished Dune Part 1. It took me a year and a half to finish Dune Part 1.
Dune Part 1 is boring.
Dune Part 2, I haven't even made it through halfway of it because I got bored as fuck and turned it off.
I wasn't even going to attempt to watch Dune Part 2.
That's what I mean. That one, it's definitely considered cinema. It's going to be up for some awards at the end of the year for sure. So I don't know that it's
awards.
Well, I don't know that it's necessarily for general audiences, but if there's somebody that I do want to gatekeep art, it is somebody who is at the peak of art. And man, I think it's hard to deny in a bunch of different ways that he is pushing boundaries, especially with what he was able to do visually. I understand if it's not for everybody, and if it puts you to sleep, yeah, I get it, man. But they're trying for something completely different, and man, I want them to keep going. I
want them to succeed.
I'm not a huge fan of Megalopolis, but I want to see what the hell he's going to do next.
That's not happening. There's no way.
It's kind of interesting.
He funded that movie with his own money.
Before I watch Dune.
I was like, he funded Dune. The guy that directed that movie you're talking about, it bombed. It only made $4 million on opening day, which is automatically,
Yeah, well, he only put 140 of his own millions into it. So I mean, like, he's going to make it back slowly.
Just 140
I'm pretty sure
of your
word
own
of mouth
money
is spreading. By next weekend, he's going to be flush.
Walter's comment is right. We all gatekeep.
It's getting.
If we don't gatekeep, then we don't value our hobbies, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I go to a party and somebody's like, oh, John is into comic books too, and the guy's like, I'm really into comics. I'm like, my first reaction is like, here I'm going to listen to some bullshit about some guy who doesn't know anything about comics. He's got to prove to me that he knows about comics. And then after like a comment, I'm like, okay, all right, yeah, he's one of us. But my first reaction is like, this guy's a poser. He likes Deadpool. His wife likes Harley Quinn, and that's about it.
I'll just say this: the only thing I was bringing up was that because people talk about the executives at the companies, a lot of them, Disney and Warner Brothers, not everyone, but like the people that do the interviews can sometimes attack the fans. All I'm bringing up with their comments is that is somewhat doing the same thing. It's just kind of worded differently. They're basically calling
you just being butthurt.
That's what they're saying.
Sorry, man. Instead, it's not cinema. Is not you're an idiot for liking this.
They legit blame the audience for that because the audience supports those movies. So that would be something that would make them a little bit more like, man, why are they giving me my money like that? This is the same thing as comics. I see this too many times, man. Like the audience kind of gets to decide what they spend their money on. They can't control that. What are they gonna do? They call the audience stupid. You don't support my movie, you fucking losers.
Would you get upset if some food critic says this isn't fine dining, talking about Wendy's?
No,
not at all. I'd be like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's to me. That to me is what Martin Scorsese said. This isn't cinema. It's going to the movies.
Okay,
he could have said it nicer. Yeah. He could have said it more pleasant. But to tell you the truth, if it was the guy who made Paul Vinderhover or whatever his name is, the guy who made a Basic Instinct, if he said it, I'd be a little bit upset because that guy makes trashy movies. But to me, Martin Scorsese is the one guy who could say whatever he wants about movies.
No.
To be fair, the definition of cinema is a theater where movies are shown for public entertainment, a movie theater. So to be fair, when they say the MC movies aren't cinema, that is actually just straight up factually wrong because they are shown in a movie theater. Just point out. That doesn't make any sense, really.
It could have been the way he said it. You're right, but the way he said it, I heard. I'm like, oh fuck this dude! Like he sounded like a fucking like the guy.
Yes, he was a snob. He's being a movie snob.
I know. He's the guy in the coffee shop who tells you how the beans were sourced, what animal shit the beans are, because he's drinking that coffee that cat eats that they make coffee out of. And out of his shit.
Are you talking about the civet? The special amazing like cat-like creature?
He's that dude.
Come on.
He's that dude that's drinking that and is like,
you need to try Luwak. It's so amazing. It's smooth. All the acidity gets out in the intestines of I don't know, I've never had that. But I do need to jump in here. Paul Verhoeven is an artist, sir. Not only did he give us RoboCop, but he followed up RoboCop with Total Recall, which is just so goddamn amazing.
Starship
and then I was gonna say, and then we get Basic Instinct, which is, and then we get oh god damn it! Now I'm blanking on what came between Starship Troopers. Yes, sorry, Showgirls. He did Showgirls, and then he went straight to Starship Troopers. He can do anything else he wants to. I haven't seen anything else, but man, that string of movies was just so great. Basic Instinct, okay.
Troopers is one of the best movies.
I'll agree. 100%.
Oh, dude, I just watched RoboCop again over the weekend. That one, there's nothing that I'd change in that one. The score to it is just amazing, but the sequel subsequently ruined it.
Walter said the issue isn't his opinion on the film you have issues with. It's him telling you how you should feel. I agree wholeheartedly that opinions shouldn't extend to others, because then it's not so much an opinion and more of a directive. Oh, and this is the thing that they don't understand either. They think just because everyone that goes to watch those movies just likes them. No, there are people that go to watch them that vehemently didn't like the product they got. I mean, keep in mind, the ones that they were, because this is when in 2021, when they were making these comments, people didn't like those Phase 4 MCU movies. The only one that's liked is like No Way Home. People didn't like those movies. Those movies bombed too, if you look at the numbers too. You know, I'm just saying, the people that go and watch those movies don't just all agree they're good. You know, because a lot of bad movies have made a lot of money, i.e. Transformer films have made a lot of money being pretty
I went
terrible.
To every Friday the 13th movie in the movie theaters, and I went in knowing it was crap, but it's what I wanted. I wanted ridiculous murders, girls taking their clothes off for no reason whatsoever, and then, you know, some sort of good guy wins at the end, you know, and that's what I got.
If you go to an MCU movie hoping to get, like, God forbid, whatever Academy Award winning movie you like. Let's say, I don't know, what's a big one everyone likes? Let's say, I don't know, Precious. People watch Precious back in the day. If you go to a movie expecting, like, what was the Will Smith one where he was playing that one lady's dad? Oh my God, fuck. He was playing Serena Williams' dad.
Okay.
If you go in expecting that, you're Ghetto Hood Adventures.
Well, if I win,
like Richard King or King Richard, whatever.
King Richard. Yeah. If you go in expecting King Richard,
expecting that, I'd have been happier watching those movies over King Richard. That
hey man, I got such a father message from the start of Black Panther. It was amazing.
No, Black people don't have dads.
You guys didn't get.
There's no way. Black people don't have dads. How are you getting a father message? Come on, man. What are you doing? What's wrong with you?
Well, issue number 2 features Black Patriarch. It's about the
I don't know. What about like the whole like Ant-Man arc or whatever? Like, he's trying to be reliable. He's trying to be a good father. You could argue it's similar arc, but yeah, I don't know.
I think only in the first one. I feel like in the second one they tried to build on it, but the second movie is really bad. No
sequels count, man. All sequels are cash grabs.
The third movie extremely shitted on everything the first two movies set up. And keep on, I think Ant-Man and the Wasp is terrible. That movie sucks. But at least it kind of kept the theme of what he was trying to do. Ant-Man 3 just shits on everything. It's a terrible fucking movie.
I can't believe that, you know, Ant-Man was like my character growing up. Nobody, you know, we all picked a character that was like their guy, you know, and as like, if you like Spider-Man, you had to fight with 6 people. So I picked Ant-Man. Ant-Man was my guy. And I can't believe that not only was there an Ant-Man movie that came out, first of all, and then an Ant-Man movie came out. I don't even want to see this in a movie theater.
Remember, it was supposed to be Edgar Wright that was supposed to direct it initially?
Yeah.
Creative differences. Yeah.
He walked away,
He walked away a long time ago. That was supposed to be released in like 2006 under like New Line.
It would have been so good. I can only imagine. I'm just the biggest Edgar Wright kind of stan.
Did you like the movie he did in 2022? It was the one
I absolutely love it, man. Last Night in Soho. It's so good, dude. The amount of
good. I liked it. Yeah.
Oh fuck! What do they call that? I forget what they call it. It's like the Texas switch or whatever. But every time
Texas
the camera kind of pans.
It was the actors kept like
the actors just keep kind of like exactly ducking down, and they're doing it practically, and it's all in one dance move. It's so amazing what he's.
I saw the behind the scenes.
I wish he could have done
that. Was fucking good, man.
I would say that's like an RT film. That's kind of like a mixed in with a blockbuster. That's the level that you could do. I don't think it made
cinema.
I would say I like Last Night in Soho. I had that as one of my favorite movies of 2022.
Hot Fuzz was cinema. You know what I mean? That was.
Barbershop is considered cinema too. Let's go.
Well, actually,
God, man, I hate it. I don't like it. Well, tonight, since John is here, he's here to obviously shill and take all my clout. That's what he's here for. Because what else would he be here for?
Wait a minute. You have clout?
Well, hold on.
I thought I
Are you
was
saying a
bringing
black guy? Are you saying a black man's a liar? You saying a person of color is a liar?
So all those clout checks were worthless?
Are you saying I'm a bigot? What the hell? If SpongeBob isn't at least referenced in Nosferatu, it's a disappointment.
I mean, I kind of agree with John's clout doubt here. I don't know, man.
Oh, I'll say this before we go to John's stuff. I watched Dune Part 1 when it was day and date released on Max, and I'm glad. If I went to the theater and paid for that it's so boring. I watched the entire thing, but god damn.
No, I get it. It's over your head. That's perfectly fine, man.
The credits are still on the screen. I fell asleep.
I get it. People can do that.
I would have pointed out one thing, one clear thing. People said that was this is the next Star Wars. I'm just pointing out right now, nobody is gonna go up to someone and say, "May the spice be with you." That's not happening. Ever.
Well, it's not even a line from the movie, so that'd be stupid. It would be like going up to you and like, Vader's also my dad. Like, yeah, nobody's gonna say that either because it's not the actual line.
The movie's so boring, man.
No, and I like
Paul Atreides, but I was like, who the fuck else?
I like the original movies. With
you know the old campy one, right?
Yeah, with Sting and
with David Lynch.
David Lynch movies. I like those.
Yeah, Lynch is fucking crazy, and that is awesome that you like the Lynch versions of it. But those are iconic. But so is they've even got a weird one that's like Children of Dune with what's his name?
They're making the Dune TV series. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
Well, they even had like a prior Dune one that had what's his name from Speak No Evil as the Dune child.
It's Spice time.
Yeah, Spice Girls.
It made $5 billion.
No. It's crazy. It's morphin time.
No. Like whenever I say a movie's boring, I'm not even really calling it bad. I'm just saying I wouldn't watch this again. I was bored out of my ass.
No, if you say the movie's boring, then it's bad. Because
so Dune 1 is supposed to be a lot of setting up the whole like world that we're in.
It's real cinema.
And Dune 2 is amazing, and you're going to see that it's going to win a whole bunch of awards at the end of this year. But he did something completely different with the cutting in that.
Yeah.
Since you have the world. Thank you, James McAvoy. I don't know why I couldn't pull his name, but yeah.
You got him, boy. We're going to win awards from Hollywood establishment for validation.
I love it. Version of that. But Dune 2 is really strange. Like the actual thing that he's trying to edit everything towards was a Wile E. Coyote like cartoon, so it really is a lot faster. I would recommend have a full night's of sleep and then try it one more time.
I've tried 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, this is the same thing I had. I wouldn't call it a badly made movie. It's just not a movie that I connected with. I'm not gonna like everything. I can even admit if a movie's boring,
I got you. It's not fast paced
or anything.
Yeah, I bet you it's good. He's a good director.
It's just not
the source material people are nuts for.
There's some shots that are just so gorgeous in there.
And, Star Trek might be good for people. It just doesn't click with me. I don't care for it at all.
My favorite Star Trek movie is the first Star Trek movie, and that's the one everybody thinks is boring. So I you know what I mean? What do you want me to say? People
there's a lot of awesome shots of the Enterprise in that one.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right, time to promote John.
You spend the majority of Dune 2 watching Zendaya give what's his face shit, and then suddenly there's no growth. She like hates him, and then like they're banging the next scene.
I've been there before.
I think you got it reversed. They're banging, and then all of a sudden
I relate to that. I saw myself in that guy Paul Atreides, and I saw myself being banged.
Sitting,
dude, stop seeing yourself inside him.
It's Tuesday.
Oh god.
Chalamet says no.
Makes you guys back. Hero Tales #1. John has hit almost he hit $6,162 on Fund My Comic. Even though Ethan Van Sciver said no one would actually buy your comic. Crazy.
Right. And then I did another
fucking stupid.
I did another 1,000 on Kickstarter, and I on Indiegogo now. That's the Paul.
Wait.
That's the exclusive cover that's only on From My Comic. Scroll down. Scroll up.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you put on a new cover.
The other way.
Oh, son of a bitch!
The other way.
I'm just kidding.
I didn't see the coin last time I was there.
This is so that's the regular cover. This
and the
is
glass
the cover, and now scroll down. That's the back cover.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's getting that on the back cover. This is the Michael T. Gilbert cover. That was only on Kickstarter, and then when Kickstarter was over, I imported it over to fund my comic. So this is like an homage to Silver Age DC. You know.
Yeah. This is that class. Yeah, it's like one of those classic covers where introducing the X character. Yeah, I like these.
Michael T. Gilbert's so fun. You know, he does everything with such good humor. So he was just like, "Can I do this?" I was like, "I'm going to tell Michael T. Gilbert what he can and can't do. The guy's a legend." So, you know, my comic is supposed to be like a Bronze Age love letter to Bronze Age comics. So I wanted to get legendary Bronze Age guys to do the covers. I got Pat Broderick to do one, Michael T. Gilbert, who did Mr. Monster, in case nobody knows what I'm talking about. And then if you show the Indiegogo campaign, I got Mike Gustovich doing a cover too.
I still think this is the best one by far, right here.
That's the back cover. So everybody's getting that. That's gonna be
If you're going about just a front one, I would probably have to pick. I think I got this one. I think this
you got that one. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. I love them all. You know, that's Renzo. You know, Renzo was like, "Can I do a cover?" Because he never gets to do the cover. I'm like, "Absolutely." I said, "You're the base guy. You know, you're the." I think a comic book, the cover should be the interior. I mean, whoever does the interior should do the cover. That's the way I look. Yeah, play that trailer. That trailer is awesome. Kyle Prometheus made this trailer for me. Oh,
I gotta put the audio on. In 1 sec.
Yeah. I love this trailer. Make it big.
Make it big, like my dad. Wait, or my wife.
Oh, you're not playing the music. Music is the best part.
Oh, I am.
Come on, man. We can't.
The sound's on.
We can't hear it.
I don't hear nothing.
I don't hear anything. I have the sound on. That's crazy. What's going on? The trailer's broken.
Man, I want those freaking glasses and that coin.
Hold on, give me a moment here. Let me fix this. This is on your YouTube channel, right?
Yes, I backed it on Fund My Comic. I have to freaking back it here too.
Issue number 2.
It's playing on here.
I can't hear you.
Okay, give me 1 sec. Yeah,
no. I hear the music. I couldn't hear what John was saying.
Okay.
I said issue 2. I'll have more options for coins and stuff too.
Are you gonna have some for black people, like reparation tier?
The reparations. What the reparation tier is a white person buys it for you. Starnell.
Oh yeah.
I can't get into this character. I don't have a dad.
Oh, I like the music, man.
Oh, it's cool. Hell yeah.
Ooh. Oh, good night. Love you.
I love that trailer.
Oh, you got the whole movie credits signed up. That's cool. I like that. Hopefully I don't get copyright claim playing the trailer. Hopefully I don't.
No, you won't.
Did you say like my dad? God, I have to entertain you guys, okay? I have to. Keep in mind, entertainment is quality. But yes, make sure you guys back Hero Tales #1 if you want to support an indie comic creator. I should be having more one-on-ones with indie comic creators coming up very soon. I have another one on with the guy that does Alpha Red Wednesday.
Oh, he's a good guy. I just had him on last week. Brian Bao. I sent Brian Bao the digital files to. I wanted him to. Brian Bao does Wolf and Batsy, a comic that I absolutely love, and he said Heroic Tales was excellent. So I'm like, I got that going for me, which is nice.
Oh, and if you're on a budget, you can get the digital copy.
Yep.
And when are you going to send out the PDFs for the digital copies?
I'm getting. I found a couple of typos and stuff, so we're cleaning that up. And then I'm having a moral dilemma. Do I send out the digital copies? I think I'm going to wait until I physically mail one copy and then I'll send out the digital. You know what I mean? So because what if there's a hitch to the printer? What if I get a bunch of comics and they're garbage and then I have to reprint them? So I would like everybody to start getting stuff around the same time. You know what I mean? So everybody will start getting the digital stuff as soon as one copy's in the mail. I'll do all the digital copies that night. How's that?
Yeah. So if you're on a budget,
I'm sorry.
No, great. As I'm saying, if you're on a budget and you can't afford the paperback,
or you if you live across the sea and you don't want to pay $40 for shipping, I totally understand. You know, I can't do anything about the shipping, and it's only going to get worse. You know.
Yep. $20 for the glass and the book itself. Keep in mind, it's $30 altogether because it's a $10 shipping flat fee for the United States. That's what the glass looks like. So yeah, definitely make sure you throw it at your wife to domestically abuse her. I'm just kidding, guys.
And once fulfillment's done, I'm going to ask everybody who bought a glass. Let's all have a stream together. Let's all get on camera. We'll all have a beer together. You know.
All right. I'm glad this is doing well, actually, because, you know, it's the one thing that we were talking about with movies is you really don't know. You know, everyone does all this prep for these indie comic book campaigns. You really don't know, honestly. You hope people show up. You hope people even come back for issues 2, 3, and 4. You know, it's really hard to gauge. You might have made the best product ever. Like Grace said, they might make the best movies ever, but people got to pay for them. The only way they make any sense is because they got to make money. You know, you have to make money. We're not doing this stuff for free. It is a passion, but making money is a priority because you make more money, you get to make more of your passion, you know? I'll be honest, if I was a filthy rich millionaire, I would just give you the money every campaign to do it. But,
it's because Mark Miller was on my channel and he backed my comic. So I said, Renzo, Mark Miller bought Heroic Tales. So you know what that means? He's gonna steal you as an artist. I said, so you're gonna be a millionaire. And he goes, good, I'll be a millionaire. Then I get to draw your comic and you don't have to pay me. That's the first thing he said. I was like, oh my God, what a good guy.
Yeah, if you could get me in touch with Mark Miller and tell you got a hot, rich, good-looking black friend in California.
Oh, now you want me to lie to Mark?
Lie? What's this lie you're telling him? Oh God. Oh God. But that guy, what is he doing right now currently? He's got his comic book big game coming
Big Game and Nemesis is coming out, and then the newest Magic Order is coming out.
Okay, so only thing so I've read Jupiter's Legacy a little bit. I've read Civil War, Kick-Ass a little bit. I've read a good amount of his stuff.
Yeah, I haven't read most of the Miller World how much stuff he has.
He has a lot of stuff. If I choose to review all of that, that would take me about a good few years.
And he has he started the Ultimates. He
did do that.
He did the Superman adventures, right? You know,
he did Old Man Logan. He did
Old Man Logan. Yeah. You forget how much. And I'm so glad he didn't ask me any direct opinions about his comics because I'm so many years behind on his stuff. I literally have a stock of Mark because I'm trying to read it in order. You know, he's got so and he talk about a guy who not only knows comics but like he knows comic trends. Like he was talking about how there's 30-year cycles in comic books. I never thought of this before. You know, when Mark Millar starts telling you about stuff, to me it's the same as Martin Scorsese. You know, he was saying the newsstands had 30 years. The direct market had 30 years. He says, you know, we are now starting a new 30-year cycle, and we don't know what it's going to be. He goes, this is exciting. So I think Mark Millar, this is me, that the way he was talking, that I think he's starting to like maybe get interested in crowdfunding. You know,
well, Walter says, is the
patriarchy? Why else would he pick guys like me to talk to? You know, who am I? You know.
Walter says, is the patriarchy a single parent universe? Where's the matriarchy? Like WZ mentioned.
Oh, well, you saw her on the back cover. That was his family. His wife was the woman in the pink in the pinkish hat in the bottom right corner.
We're not gonna go with that one.
I'll say that, like the patriarch, he's happily married. Him and his wife are a team. He couldn't be a superhero without his wife, and she couldn't. She runs the farm. She homeschools the kids. She does all of that. She couldn't do that without him, you know, because you'll see in a future issue, not so much the first issue, but he doesn't have a job. Being a superhero is his job. Like he has super senses. He'll be like, flying over the ocean, and then he'll a Spanish galleon, boom, and he'll come back with like treasure. Like there's gonna be a room in his farm, like a vault, and it's, you remember that movie Jumper with Anakin Skywalker?
Yeah.
He's got like stacks of different currency and everything. He totally lives off the grid.
So your book's gonna be better than that, because that movie was absolutely terrible.
Well, that thing. There's gonna be a scene. I want to make a Christmas special, and he's gonna go and buy presents for his kids, and he's gonna walk into the store, and people are like, yeah, it's the patriarch, right? And like, what, they're gonna give him like all the, and he's like, is this enough? And he's gonna drop like 1830s Spanish treasure coins, and the guy's gonna be like, yes, this is enough, because nobody knows where he lives. There's supervillains. You gotta, that's gonna be part of, when you're 18 years old, do you really want to live on the farm with your parents? You know what I mean? You want to, and you know what I mean? And he has a public identity. So like, does the father want the family, the boys and girls, to go live in the pub? They want to go to college, but you got supervillains that want revenge and stuff like that.
The black character is going to be the sidekick, because it always should be second.
MSK's trying to relate. It's hard for him.
There's a secondary story, Unheroic Tales, a 9-page backup story about the origin of supervillain. He's black. That's Lucius Cade.
Yes, of course the villain has to be black, because they can't be the good guys in anything.
So he's the mayor of the town or the city rather, that the patriarch patrols.
So he's always away for work. I can already see the plot twist being that he gets a paternity test on Mari and finds out he's not the universe's patriarchy. Holy crap.
Oh my god. That's a what if. What if his kids were there you go.
That's a 1-page story. What if his kids weren't his? Just one single panel of Mari saying you're not the father. That's it. God. Should you imagine that? Holy shit, man.
Walter says, so he's always away for work. I could already see the plot twist being that he gets a print. Yeah. Well, that's basically the plot of number 1 is he's trying to get home for Father's Day. It's Father's Day. That's the name of the story.
Definitely can't relate to that.
He's trying to get home, but there's, I'm trying to set up that there's stuff going on in my world for future issues, So, next issue number 2 is going to be more plot heavy, more world building heavy. Issue number 1, I admittedly made it nice and light just so you could focus on the one character and get to know him. I hate to say it, but like I just read this today, Jawbreakers, the new Jawbreakers.
Oh, that's from that.
I read this. There's 30 characters. I don't know any of their names. I don't care anything about any of these people. So I you know what I mean? So in my comic,
you read Godlike too.
Yeah, well, I read Godlike, and I didn't even know the name of the character while I was reading it. So I'm trying to make it so that you know him at least.
Yeah.
So next issue, when there's 2 villains and another villain, and then you meet his family and his kids, like at least you know the one character enough and you care about him. That's what I'm trying to set up. Because if you don't care about the character, you don't care about the comic.
Yeah, I think that's another thing that I ran into with reading some indie books too, was that like some of them just felt like bad CW show plots, Like,
I will say this again, guys. I'm not trying to talk crap about other people, because I almost fell victim to this too. I'm crowdfunding my own comic. I'm putting up my own money, and I don't know if I'm going to get to make an issue number 2. Like MSK was just saying, like, okay, it's live, and then nobody buys it. So you can't help but think that. So you're like, I want to wow everybody. So you throw in everything into issue number 1. And it's just, and I did it. My original script was, oh my God. Now, because I showed my original script to a bunch of people, and they all said, I don't care about any of this. My original script, no joke, was godlike. It showed the universe, it showed the whole world, it showed all of this, and they're like, I don't know who I should follow. I don't care about any of these people. And you know what I mean? It's like reading the Silmarillion because your teacher told you to read the Silmarillion. You're not interested. So I got mad because I'm a genius and you don't understand. So I did the exact opposite. I focused on a character and rather than the world. And I'm glad I did, because now I love the Patriarch. He was just one of 100 characters originally, and now I'm hoping you guys love the Patriarch because, I'm hoping you like what he stands for. I hope you like everything about him, and now I can introduce other stuff as, when Spider-Man's swinging through and he teams up with Nightcrawler, you know what I mean? But you already.
Well, there's the other thing too, is that, you since you're doing your first campaign, it's an issue 1. Just even in indie comics, when it comes to crowdfunders on Kickstarter for my comic and Indiegogo, issue 1s just always kind of have that initial, like, I'm going to get interested in it,
Well, that's what I was saying. I distracted myself is we all do this. Mm-hmm. Godlike did it. I'm sure John Malin's got a great world, and I'm sure he's got a great character, but what he should have done is focused on that one guy, and then that one guy, like maybe he came from the farm planet like Luke Skywalker, and now he's coming in and he's learning all of this, and we're learning it through him, so we identify with him. We're learning the world as he learns the world, but instead it was just info dump the comic, and that's what I wrote, was info dump the comic. And then I realized that I was doing it so what I'm saying is, in an excited roundabout way, is if you're going to make a crowdfunded indie comic, you have to trust that you're going to have enough issues to tell your story and pace it well. Somebody, again, and I'm not throwing names, a buddy of mine, a guy I really like, he sent me his script. And I said, you're doing the same thing that I did. You're taking a great epic story and you're cramming it into one issue because you want to get to the good spots because you want to impress everybody.
Yeah.
But the thing about reading is reading a story is the journey. Like I'm trying, like you want to get to the sandworm stuff like that. But if they just jump on a sandworm in the first 30 seconds of the movie, you don't care about the sandworms.
There's sandworms. I could get past anything. I was just bored out my ass.
But like if Thanos showed up in the first Avengers movie, nobody would give a crap.
Yeah, you have to earn the payoff too, but you also don't want to like bore the audience with a bunch of just bogged down dialogue like that. That's the problem too. People got to find their balance, man. There have been comics that I've read just from mainstream and indie where it's just, man, dialogue. You're talking about like pages worth of just talking. And
you don't get that mind. If anything, is not it's mostly a guy going around by himself. So you know what I mean? It's not long pontifications because he's, I need to save that cat in the tree because I'm a superhero. And, I said all my dialogue out loud. I try to make it sound as realistic and normal as possible, or whatever.
Oh, I'll even say this. Whenever I'm reading anything Batman related for comic book wise, I'm always utilizing Kevin Conroy's voice in my head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Transformers is always Peter Cullen, obviously. Damn. Wolverine, probably voice actor from the animated series, probably one that I use the most, God. Because I feel like if I can't sound out their actual voice, I can't get through it. Because if you're reading it like basic dialogue, like in a novel, it does not work very well. You have to kind of put yourself in that fun mood.
I saw the first Harry Potter movie before I read any of the books.
Really?
And their voices became the voices of the characters.
Yeah. Even for Mark Hamill's Joker, whenever I see Joker, it's either his voice.
That's probably a reason why I hate the Joker.
Or sometimes I'll like do Heath Ledger if it's something like Black Label Joker related because I feel like that would fit him better. Gray, are you even alive anymore? Or you haven't?
Master Hobo says he wants the writer-drawn variant cover for Heroic Tales.
Hell yes.
I'll show you what it would look like.
That's a man of great taste.
A hobo is a man of great taste. Why is you lying?
Well, I mean, compared to MSK, who's a liar.
This is a character for an upcoming comic book. This is Thunder Woman. You're going to pay $10 for this art? If you are, God bless you.
If you pay $10 for that.
If you pay $10 for this, I have to question your mental sanity.
The economy might not be as bad if people are paying for that.
That's the kind of sketches I said to Renzo and Oscar, and I joke. I send them coal, and they crush it into diamonds.
Tiny.
So MSK, how come you got to keep lying about sometimes you hear the Heath Ledger Joker voice? Come on, that's not the one that you hear. It's all Jared Leto for you all the time. You always say that backstage. In fact, you usually do an impression of Leto backstage.
Dude, I'm being completely honest here. I forget that guy's Joker ever existed. That's how bad it was in my head. It's terrible. It was so bad. What did he do? The only thing he did remember was he said he would give Batman a reach around in that Zack Snyder's Justice League dream sequence. It's the only thing I remember he said.
I think that was just your dream sequence.
That's real. What are you talking about? You're doing that trolling thing again. Oh my god. Tiny had a medical thing she went to today. She went to the doctor's today. I'm not
That's
gonna lie.
preferable.
If we were married, we would have a whole bunch of sex. But that's in a hypothetical world, obviously. And women always put their hands on me. It's just what it is. That's literally true. Oh, you guys are fucking with me. Stop it. He literally did this. It was in a movie.
In your dreams, we believe you.
God, I mean, it was a dream sequence, so it's definitely there. Like Joker 2 coming up. I don't know if I'm gonna go see it. I mean, I should probably go watch it. I did watch the first one. I'll probably, if I don't go watch it on Thursday, I'll probably just go into watching it Saturday. I might go watch it. I don't know. I probably will, because we'll probably just end up talking about it. I know Gray's gonna watch it, so I'll probably see it.
Yeah. So let me ask, did you like the first Joker movie?
Yeah.
Were you on board that hype train? Were you part of that $1 billion?
No. So for me, barring a few things that I don't think it did very well. First of all, I don't think it needed Bruce Wayne's origin in it. Why in a Joker movie are we having Bruce Wayne's origin? That just makes no sense. Come on,
you want to see Joaquin Phoenix put his fingers in some kid's mouth?
That was crazy.
That was your favorite scene.
Now that he should be in jail for that. That's disgusting. Any parent allows that, he needs to get beat up. No, people also said the narrative that people said the movie did well on, I thought was wrong. People said it did well because it was it was trying to be some like mental health, whatever. No, the movie did well because it's Joker. Joker sold the movie. It had nothing to do with mental health at all.
Do you feel like it's kind of sold your people out, so to speak? It is kind of like the incel anthem, so to speak. But now he has a girlfriend or some girl that's interested in him. Did that just ruin it all for you, MSK?
I will say this. The superhero movies that came out in 2019 that made $1 billion, Captain Marvel or Aquaman was also the last month of 2018. So almost there, right? All of the sequels ended up flopping. Aquaman 2 flopped. The Marvels flopped. Will Joker 2 be the one flops?
But the Marvels flopped less. I mean, it does have one of cinema's greatest double Dutch scenes. No, I mean, like that's to be expected, though. They completely lied about the first one. How would everybody not be pissed off when we were all lied to and said, you will not understand Endgame if you don't see Captain Marvel?
People also realized how bad she is as a character. Because people were straight up gaslighting themselves to thinking that Captain Marvel was good. Captain Marvel was a bad movie. We know this translating wise, because if Captain Marvel was as good as everyone said it was, why did the sequel fail as much? Bombed is the lowest grossing MC movie ever. It did worse than movies released in the pandemic. That's bad.
The Captain Marvel movie shouldn't have been Captain Marvel. That should have been the Adam Warlock movie.
That would have been cool.
They should have got rid of the character. Well, fine, the Captain Marvel, whatever. To introduce her in one of these Infinity War movies or whatever, and let her be in the background. But that slot should have been to introduce Adam Warlock, and it should have been, his grand story of where he came from. So when they introduced him in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, he's a joke, he's a chump in that movie. Mm-hmm. He's a tool, and they wasted it. They wasted, I think, one of the great Marvel characters.
Adam Warlock is a huge part of that Infinity Gauntlet story.
Right. And if you read, I did a show with Kelsey Grammer where he read the original Warlock comics for the first time and talked about it. And people were like, "Oh my God, these are so good!" I challenge you could get an Inexpective Omnibus of Jim Starlin's Warlock, and you'll be like, "This is a great story. This is a great it's one of the best comic book space operas ever made," and they chumped them in the movie. And for what? To push female superhero? I got no problem with a female superhero. Make a female superhero. And I don't even dislike Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel, because I feel that character's been there since 1968. She earned
the right to everything, dude. Even recently,
but it's bad.
And she's the road to Rogue,
right? It was just bad writing. It was boring. And then what did she do? I just laugh at this movie because she ended up giving the Skrulls the ultimate spaceship.
That was my problem with the movie too. The Kree, the Skrulls, they are not good.
Right.
They are
Wouldn't it be great
up
in the
bad
sequel?
people.
In the sequels, you find out because they said the Infinity Gauntlet, she was in space.
Yeah.
Now, wouldn't it be great if you find out she was in space because the Skrulls now left a wake of devastation and she was cleaning up her mess because that's what the Skrulls do in Marvel Comics. People, the Skrulls are the Skrulls are standards for commies. So they look like us, they act like us, but they're deceptive, they're sneaky, and then once they get in, they destroy everything. Sound familiar? That's what the Skrulls are. So they acted helpless. They shape changed into little kids. And Carol Danvers, being a good person, she fell for it because she doesn't know any better. We don't know any better. We're not supposed to know Skrulls in the movie universe. And then she gives them the ultimate spaceship, and they're laughing as they're leaving a wake of destruction. And that would be the ultimate sequel, to find out that she got chumped, and now she is like, I got to redeem all this damage. It would almost make me like the character.
For me, recently, they've been doing that a lot. They've been pushing Sam Wilson, Captain America, Captain Marvel, in any Spider-Man event he's tied into, it's always Miles Morales. I read Avengers Aliens today. Spider-Man's Miles Morales. Walter said, okay, so Transformers 1. It's really simple. One sentence answer. Michael Bay and Paramount ruined the Transformers brand. Essentially, anytime someone mentions Transformers, if you're not talking about cartoons or that original movie everyone likes, I still haven't seen that, but I've seen several Transformers animated series throughout my life. Most people are so turned up by watching these because of what Michael Bay did. Those movies are not good. People might like one of them here and there, but overall, they weren't good, to the point where each movie just performs worse. Bumblebee, Last Night, Rise of the Beast, and this one. I don't know how they can fix it other than you simply have to make so many good movies in a row that erases what Michael Bay did. He essentially just ruined the Transformers brand.
Hear ya, but Megan Fox though
takes 3 movies. Takes 3 movies to change a culture.
Also, the reason why the movie also maybe initially failed, the first trailer was so bad. That first trailer was complete ass. It's actually just terrible. Now, keep in mind, that's another example of bad trailer might have a good movie, and vice versa. It's just they have to put out a streak of good Transformer films to ever erase what Michael Bay did. Because they want to do a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover. Both those franchises have had fledgling movies at the box office, failing. Both franchises flopping. Yeah, great. Now we're gonna have 2 franchises that combine to make a bigger flop. If you want good Transformers stuff right now, go read the Daniel Warren Johnson Transformers comics from Skybound Image. Just get volume 1. It's only like $20. It's very, very good. I would have it as one of my best comics of 2024. If you're just asking me what my favorite trade paperback is of the year. So good. But no, I did like the first Joker movie, but I also have agreed that, I don't think there never needed a sequel, These are kind of like just one and done movies you do. I have no, but keep in mind, the only reason why it has a sequel is because it made $1 billion. Had it didn't make $1 billion, we wouldn't be getting a sequel, honestly. But this will show them, stop making unnecessary sequels unless you can actually gauge, is there enough interest for your movie, Coming up recently, we're going to have some interesting projects announced from DC. James Gunn is going to be announcing an animated Robin dynamic duo movie. So let me see right here.
You mentioned Aquaman earlier. I think I didn't watch it, so I don't know if it's good or not. But I think the fact that they came DC, specifically James Gunn, came out and said, "Oh, we're rebooting everything after that." I think that's the reason why it failed.
Well, the movies were
like, I'm not going.
The movies were tanking before that, though. Like the movies were always doing pretty bad. Like Aquaman,
the first one did good.
Yeah, that's the only one that really did good.
But then there was that whole Amber Heard, Johnny Depp thing, and they kept editing her more and more out of the movie. That didn't lead to good things, and then the whole DC EU or whatever.
Those things to me are all just straws on the camel's back. The DC movies after okay, so Aquaman is just your only exception to the rule. Man of Steel didn't do that well. BVS flopped essentially. Wonder Woman did okay. Suicide Squad did good.
The Flash. baby in the microwave scene. Come on.
So essentially starting with the Joss Whedon Justice League, all those movies have flopped. Shazam, I love the first Shazam movie. I thought that's my favorite one of the movie series, but it didn't do that well financially wise. All of them flopped. Birds of Prey flopped. 1984 flopped. James Gunn. I love the James Gunn Suicide movie. I think it's awesome. Terrible. Those movies. The reason why they did bad is because the reputation are bad. Like that's the part that what's the thing we say growing up? First impressions matter. Like the whole first impression means everything. The first impression on that universe is Zack Snyder. And the only way to get away from that is to just restart. I agree with restarting. Those movies were terrible. They were not good. The universe was badly built. It stunk. Get me something new. Like, I know Tiny likes Henry Cavill, but let's be honest, that universe is complete trash. Like, get me a new thing.
We can keep Cavill, though.
No! Yeah. So then give me a new guy.
I feel bad Henry Cavill got screwed, but I didn't. Man of Steel was the last DC movie that I saw.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah, they fundamentally got
pretty bad.
You know, if a DC movie gets Superman wrong, then I'm not going to go forward. I saw the Christian Bale Batman movies. They weren't Batman movies, but they were okay. But you know, if you're afraid of Superman, if Superman's father's telling Superman not to rescue anybody, hide. You know, I was like, this isn't a Superman movie. Yeah, I don't. You know, Superman is an angelic.
Martha though.
So I was done. I saw Wonder Woman because my friends wanted to see it. Wonder Woman
was one of the diamonds in the road in that kind of universe.
Wonder Woman. Well, I thought it was good. I thought they got the Wonder Woman character pretty well, but I'm done.
You know, my favorite ones in the universe
was just horrible.
Shazam, Suicide Squad, and Wonder Woman will be like my top 3 in the universe. If you just ask me what my favorite ones of those. Like Henry Cavill to me just isn't a good Superman. I think like Tyler Hoechlin is better. Christopher Reeves is obviously better. Brandon Routh, he's probably on the level of Brandon Routh, for being completely honest here. And Brandon Routh is pretty bad in that role too. You know, Tom Welling, if people want to count him, was pretty solid. Who else was in the role? Fuck, I never saw Dean Cain's, so I can't comment on that.
You did a good job.
Yeah. I've seen every live action Superman thing except for Dean Cain's one. So yeah, Henry Cavill will be to the bottom. Honestly, if you watch Superman and Lois. You watch him. You compare just Henry Cavill to him.
Says that's good.
Hoechlin nails him, just destroys him. Henry Cavill's not a good actor. He does the same face. He is about as good as actor. He's about as good as actor as Daisy Ridley. They stink. They're not even considerably bad.
Horrible as a comparison, man.
Yeah, but I like Henry Cavill, and likability goes a far way.
That's
true, and he actually seems to have a passion for the project too.
You know who's a terrible actor? Objectively a terrible actor.
MSK?
Keanu Reeves sucks, but I will watch that guy do anything.
I watch it. He excels in John Wick, but he's actually generally not a good actor.
John Wick doesn't matter. It's
not just John Wick. Anytime his mind gets blown, I buy it. I'm like, he's like, whoa. And I'm like,
that's why he was good at The Matrix. He was supposed to be the dummy who didn't know what was going on.
The argument that people gave for Henry Cavill was that, well, you know, it wasn't his fault. The movie did bad. Obviously, that's not his fault. That's a toss of the coin. Obviously, he can't control that.
Okay,
but
Cavill
he can't control his
though.
own performance, right? Because we have to factor in. We know plenty of actors that have put out a great performance in bad movies. You can name thousands of them. His performance, even in a bad movie, is not good. It's very just bland and uninteresting.
Even the first season of The Witcher sucked. So
I'll never understand the love that this guy. His acting is just bland. It's not good.
His contribution to it is awesome, though. Like what he put into like the fight choreography, for instance, and his ability to actually wield a weapon, compared to I'm trying to remember what else was out at that time. I think it was Rings of Power season 1. And my God, like when you just kind of juxtapose this fight choreography. I like Cavill's performance, but
did you like the thing you gotta
keep in mind is you don't have Final Cut as an actor, so you can give them a whole bunch of different takes, but it's up to them like what they choose, and it's really tough with especially Zack Snyder. I don't know that he chooses the correct takes on everything. When I've seen Snyder cuts, it's like, oh wait, you had this take all along, and you went with that piece.
Yeah, dude, even in Snyder cuts,
I don't know. But I love me some Cavill, and give me a Cavill reign, please.
Did you like him in Mission Impossible 6? Is John Lark?
Yeah,
he's okay in it.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know, man. I've seen a bunch of good, decent performances from him, but Yeah, he's not. He doesn't have the widest range, but the fact that he has some passion and some charisma, give me him over MSK any day.
I don't know. I give Snyder a pass on the JLA because on the first one, because Joss Whedon came in and made it like 90% his movie. So it's not
he did ask for more time. They just didn't give it to him.
But it's not that Snyder had these takes and he just didn't use them.
Yeah,
Whedon fucked all that up, and he came in like, no, put the takes he wanted.
Yeah, that was a whole mess of a situation. Like Joss Whedon asked for more time, but Kevin Tsujihara, who was the boss of Warner Bros. At the time, they wanted the Christmas bonuses because AT&T were going to take them over, so they had to release the movie at that moment in time when they did. Like Joss Whedon basically took a suicide job, essentially, right? Because he didn't have the best reputation behind the scenes in Hollywood. You got to factor in he's going on set to people that probably don't even like him and telling them what to do, and they have to reshoot a whole entire movie that they already did. And when in reality, I will always say this: I don't like Zack Snyder as a filmmaker as much, but to avoid all of that, all they had to do was just release his movie. Just release the movie that he did, and then if you want to restart, go and restart. We didn't have to go through this like getting a cut and prolonging a dead universe already. To just release his movie, no matter if anybody liked him, get it out and finish it and just move on. They wasted how many years since 2017? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So it was 6 years on when they could have just restarted. So 6 years on just meaningless DC movies that could have just been mended into another universe.
If you're making DC movies dark and you're messing up.
Yeah.
You make a Superman movie as bright as possible. You make a Batman movie as dark as possible. But if you're making a Justice League movie, you make it like the Avengers. It's you got Martian Manhunter. Martian Manhunter is a bad character, but we love him anyway. Flash is bright red and yellow. Wonder Woman. Everybody loves Wonder Woman. She's
Ezra Miller.
Yeah, running around in an American flag. Aquaman. Aquaman is goofy. If you're making a dark Justice League movie, get the hell out of the comic. Get out of the movie.
His castings were off too. Remember, he got massive backlash for casting Ben Affleck as Batman, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. The Ezra Miller casting as Flash is just still to this day horrible.
I as much as what's his name is charismatic as all get out. Why can't I think of his name? The guy who played Aquaman. But
Jason Momoa. Yeah.
Why did you get a guy that doesn't even need makeup to play Lobo? That guy just make Lobo. Just make a Lobo movie. You saved yourself $1 million on makeup and prosthetics.
Oh yeah, the slow-mo stuff. Oh man, every movie has a slow-mo. It's so cringe. I stopped watching that guy's movies at Army of the Dead, was this called? That movie was so bad. I'm like, I'm not checking any of this guy's stuff out anymore. I'm done. These movies are awful. I watched Man of Steel, BVS, Zack Snyder's Justice League, and Army of the Dead. No more. It's just that movies.
But you're super into wheat and grain, aren't you? You should really check out Rebel Moon. It would be right up your alley, sir.
I'd rather watch trash than watch anything else by that director in my lifetime.
It's funny. I said that I don't like Zack Snyder movies. And my guest at the time was like, "Oh man," like he was like messaging me, "Are we still friends?" I'm like, "I don't. Yeah, why?"
That's weird.
To me, not liking Zack Snyder is even like, I could even be friends with super left wing crazy Democrats, but fact that you don't like Zack Snyder, that's not even a concern.
He's got a couple of undeniable ones though. His remake of Dawn of the Dead is pretty amazing, and then I just absolutely love 300.
I'm done.
I kind of dig that one, and I'm a huge Romero fan, but that's like the only kind of remake of that I've been okay with. I guess Savini remaking Night of the Living Dead was all right.
If people like his stuff, that's fine. There's certain things I'm not gonna like everything in media. There's certain things I just don't click with. I've never seen his best movie, so yeah. If someone says, "Hey, we'd be friends if you don't like Zack Snyder," what is wrong with people? I hate life.
I'm friends with MSK, and he doesn't like women.
I'm very anti.
Not on Tuesdays, anyway.
I'm very. But
okay, is Zack Snyder cinema though?
produces something I think called cinema. I don't think it's good.
Not in the Martin Scorsese sense.
I wonder how you feel about Zack Snyder though. That would be weird. Holy crap!
I don't know.
I can't believe Denise said these movies feel like they're a roller coaster at a theme park. He called them theme park rides. Yep. What in the fucking world, man?
It's a lot of ups and downs. You know, you do kind of look at it as arcs.
Legendary quote. Oh my goodness. You know, I will say, hey, you know, the MCU doing as well as it did, but people have to factor in now, they're not guaranteed everyone's money anymore. I mean, Deadpool and Wolverine were, that's the one that did very well recently, but Captain America 4 is coming out. That's not going to be guaranteed money. I mean,
no, it's going to flop.
Well, I mean, how many rewrites and reshoots have they done on it already? Like, they're way in the hole before they even began.
Darno, we can't hear you if you're rapping.
They shot 3 movies.
Oh, I forgot.
They shot it 3 times.
Really?
Yeah. Shot the movie 3 times.
They basically reshot the second time, like 90% of the movie or whatever we had read a long time ago. I mean, I hope it's good. I really do. I don't want to go watch a bad super movie. I never want to watch a bad movie in general. I always hope in my mind it's good. Like, I just like to be optimistic sometimes. You know, Fantastic Four is coming out next year too, and Thunderbolts. So we'll have to see. You know,
I'm rooting for them all to be good. Like MSK said, I want everything to be good. I'm not one of these people that roots for bad things so I can make fun of it. You know, like the example that I give is when I sit down to dinner, I want the dinner to be delicious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody wants the food to be bad. So I want everybody's comics to be good. I want everybody's movies to be good. But
yeah,
I can't help it. I have a feeling of dread and doom in my stomach for the Fantastic Four.
They never made a good one, though.
I did until I kind of saw everything that they did at Comic-Con and then a little bit of D23. I don't know, man. They had me intrigued. Like when they announced the casting of it, it's like, oh, that's not going to work. And then when they announced like the era, it's like, really? But kind of seeing what they did with that test footage, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
well,
I'm a little intrigued by it.
This is their last
it's going to be an alternative one. It's the correct one.
This is their last shot at a Fantastic Four movie. I mean, the first, I don't even like the Fox movie. I never saw that Fantastic one. I only saw the first 2. I didn't like them. I thought they were pretty bad. Outside of like the casting being like somewhat.
But Jessica Alba, though.
Yeah, the casting only is what's good about those movies. The storylines are. Oh, sorry. Dr. Doom is also good. He was good.
Chris Evans was a good Human Torch.
Yeah,
I don't hate him as
the only thing good about those movies was the casting. The story, Purple Galactus, that is still legendary shit.
Yeah, he was not a fucking space hurricane. I'm sorry.
I'm saying, hey, I'll check it out. I did like the Thunderbolts trailer. I thought that was actually pretty good.
I did see that that Marvel, I don't know if Feige said it, but they're gonna recast Steve Rogers. They're gonna recast him after the 2 Doom movies.
They're gonna bring. They're rebooting everything after.
They're gonna bring.
Could be
Hemsworth and Ruffalo are around for the long haul. They're rebooting. They're gonna bring in a different actor for Steve Rogers. Same thing with Iron Man.
Yeah,
they could bring new actors in for those 2 characters.
The fans didn't even want Tom Cruise as Iron Man. They didn't want. There was rumor that Tom Cruise was going to be Iron Man. They were like, no, it's not good enough.
He's the same age as Robert Downey Jr. though. I don't think he's got many more years left in him.
Oh no, yeah. It's one of those things where I didn't like that they killed off Iron Man in Avengers Endgame. Because people will go, because fans have this weird thing where they get attached to somebody so bad that we have to just let the character die out. Like, no, the character should always be constantly going. You know, Iron Man's literally the Kobe Bryant, the Michael Jordan of the universe. People kind of wonder, another theory for me, the reason why the movies didn't do as well box office wise, there's no big hero to go watch, honestly. Like, overall, Cap's gone, Cap's gone, Iron Man's gone, Black Widow's gone.
That's not true. We've got Riri, man. They just have that show on ice. But the second they're done, we've got Riri.
All 3 of those characters are going to be recast after Doom movies.
But we didn't have Iron Man at one point. We didn't have Steve. So make another character that's good. You know, like day before John Wick was released, nobody gave a shit about John Wick. Now everybody loves John Wick. Make a good, you know what I mean? But instead, they're giving us crappy, unlikable actresses playing Valkyrie. You know, then they got Brie Larson's pretty to look at, but she's wooden as all get out.
Yeah.
You know, they spending so many resources on really, Iron Man was a B-list character. Everybody knew Captain America, so that was easier. Everybody knows the Hulk. Everybody knows Spider-Man. You know, those are easy sells. But nobody knew Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians were pretty low.
And now
Thor was kind of like D-list, man.
I
like
think
Thor usually
is known
wasn't
for a different reason. Thor's known for like Greek. You know Thor from like Greek mythology mostly. If you said the name Thor,
like in pop culture, what was he in? Like Adventures in Babysitting? There,
yeah.
he
no,
was kind
I'm
of
saying like just based off the name Thor, you would kind of think like you know what that name is. You just don't know what it's attached to.
Yeah, I mean Thor was Thor was as known as Iron Man, at least in the comic book world. I mean, Captain America, Spider-Man, and the Hulk were probably Marvel's biggest draws before the movies came out.
Oh, yeah.
But now everybody loves Thor. You know, everybody loves Ant-Man. Yeah. Groot was a
Groot.
Everybody loved Groot. So Doctor Strange now is an A-list character. Doctor Strange was a D-list character at best.
Mm-hmm. He's had comics for years. This guy's been long.
Right. He's been in comics since what, like 63. My point being is they don't need to recast Robert Downey Jr. or they could take another character and make it good. The problem is they're not doing that. You know,
I'm saying you could recast RDJ.
They could find a young actor, a young charismatic and give Quasar
Chalamet, if you will.
Like, there's no reason to not have Iron Man though. Like, I would recast him if you don't. He's not going to play Iron Man.
She's just around the corner, man. She was in Wakanda forever.
This man's trolling us. This doesn't count. I'm just saying, why not get a new Iron Man? Like we can't. I hate this that we have to stop having a character because this one guy did so well.
If they didn't, I mean, first off, nobody cared about the Black Panther until the actor. You know what I mean? He was
so. What happened there? Yeah, they don't want to recast that guy either. Yeah.
They're recasting him too. He's the fourth person to get recast.
Good. Yeah. Like the characters, we should have this thing where like, they didn't do this with Magneto and Professor X. They recasted them with James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender.
Yeah. This is what I was going to say. Don't kill off a character then, because they killed off Robert Downey Jr. And to me, dead is dead. So I don't want to see Iron Man come back out. You know, make Rhodey the new Iron Man, or age up Tony's daughter.
Black man leading the Avengers.
What about the little kid from Iron Man 3?
Okay, well, that's really any out of here tonight. Oh God. Okay, time to hit the old dusty trail.
It's just like again. I hate to do it because I'm still probably the only guy who still likes your boy Zach, but he killed off his characters in the first appearance of the.
Of course he did.
Put more thought into not killing your characters. Don't kill off Robert Downey Jr.
That's why I said it was a mistake to kill him, because there's not only there's this big hole to fill. And when recast, if another character is dead and we can't have Iron Man ever again, he just has to stop existing in the universe.
Well, no, you can't have Tony Stark ever again.
That's true.
You can have
Iron Man if you have an Iron Heart, though, dude.
All right, okay, an Iron Heart. Holy fuck! He's got an Iron Heart. Oh God, man, kill me now. There's an Iron Heart. Oh fuck me, kill me now. To be fair, even the comics have this too with Iron Man. Iron Man's getting rebooted in the comic books too. A new issue 1 for Iron Man's coming out this month because the Jerry Duggan run is over.
They kill characters. I hated the death of Superman. First off, it was poorly written, poorly executed, but we all knew Superman wasn't going to die. So before the comic even came out, we knew it had no consequences because we knew Superman was going to come back. You know what I mean? So there was, to me, and I was a young adult, maybe a late teenager at the time. I was like, I don't care because they're not killing Superman. They're just not. We know it.
Yeah.
So I hate when they kill major characters. Commit to the bit. You're gonna kill a character, keep them dead. And if you're not gonna do it, then
recast
like, I could say like me and MSK are working on a comic, and then we kill off the patriarch. And then Darnell and Grey Poupon take over after I leave. They bring back the patriarch. That's out of our control.
Could we bring it back as Shaq? Because I don't know. Then I'm wondering. Because I mean, Shaq is Steel. Like Superman's death is kind of worth it just for Steel.
If we can get 3 Spider-Man and everyone gets to decide which Spider-Man is the best, I'm saying we try to have that for their other characters too. You'll never know what better can be out there if you just stick with the same person. Hugh Jackman's gonna play Wolverine forever. But to be fair, is that really gonna happen? It's how much dedication he has to do to get back in shape to do that. Why not try to get somebody else?
Supposedly he is going to be back for at least 4 or 5 more movies.
Yeah. The thing is, he's already old, man. Don't you want someone that can play the role for a good 10, 15 years longer? This man's not doing this when he's 70. There's no way.
You mean like a Cavalrine or something?
All right. So we'll just do outros. This guy's blowing my mind. This guy's just actually insane tonight. A race swap patriarch. Holy
Lizzo was going to be playing the patriarch in the Netflix adaptation.
Lizzo's going to play Storm. Confirmed.
Lizzo's patriarch can play the flute.
That's why she's exercising.
If Lizzo plays Storm in the new X-Men movie coming out, we might actually just be in hell. Yeah, I agree with John. If you're going to kill a character, stick with it. Otherwise, it's pointless. But to be fair, now people understand. That's comics for you. Comics kill characters off and bring them back.
That's one of my biggest problems. Yeah. I swear, in Heroic Tales, if you let's face it, the bad guy gets punched off the building and he falls into the water and they can't find him and everybody assumes he's dead and he shows up 6 issues. That's a comic book trope. That isn't killing off a character. But when you legit kill off a character, in my world, they got to stay dead. Otherwise, what's the point?
It makes the stakes meaningful. Yeah. Did
you see the movie Misery? Remember they captured. I forget the woman's name, but she breaks his legs.
Kathy Bates.
Yeah, Kathy Bates. She tells him Misery was buried. You buried her in the book because he was going to start the next book. It was all a dream. Because you can't do that. That everybody was there. Everybody saw her get buried. You have to start the next story with her already buried, because that's the way stories work. And he was just like typing away just because he didn't, he was helpless. But that's the way it is. If the MCU movies killed Anthony Stark or Tony Stark, he's dead. He has to be dead. Robert Downey Jr. has to be gone. Otherwise, the stories don't mean anything. You know what I mean? But now they're going to bring him back because there's Infinity Stones, there's multiverses, and now it means nothing matters. So if they bring back Robert Downey Jr., nothing matters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, and I know, the Martin Scorsese comment of it's just a theme track. That's going to prove Martin Scorsese correct.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in Raging Bull, or whatever, or The Godfather, Marlon Brando gets killed. He didn't show up in the 4th movie.
Hey, wait a minute. I love my theme park rides. What's wrong with theme park rides? I don't like amusement parks. I don't really like.
We get it. You don't understand analogies, MSK. It's all right. There's ups, there's downs. There's peaks, there's valleys.
Thanks for explaining the analogy to me. Thank you.
There's Luke DeLuise.
Annie Wilkes, yes, the original superfan. That was the name of the character that I was thinking.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, don't kill off a character unless you're willing to accept the consequences that you killed off the character. Don't do your boy Zach and kill off the Jawbreakers in their first appearance, and 10 years later you're writing this crap to bring them back.
I'm always still going to stand by this point because I said this back in the day before I even had a podcast. Killing him off Iron Man was a stupid idea. It was the dumbest thing ever they could do. They killed off that's like the Bulls back in the 80s and 90s kicking off Michael Jordan. Like, who would go watch their games? Oh, look what happened. He's not on the team, and obviously when he wasn't, they didn't win anything.
This is what they should have done. This is Endgame. Endgame is a good movie. You start the movie, and it's 5 years later, and Tony Stark is a lunatic. He's working on a time machine. It's the only way he could bring back everybody that he lost. He's got the weight of the world, and Gwyneth Paltrow is packing her bags, holding the baby, going, I'm leaving. You have a kid. Life goes on. And he's like, I have to save them. And she's like, that's it. I'm leaving. And then now he's an absolute lunatic. He's peeing in jars. You know what I mean? He's obsessed with everything.
He's Howard Hughes.
Professor Hulk is like, Tony, I've been working with you for 4 years. We just can't do it. It's impossible. We have to, we have to move on. And then Scott Lang shows up through that quantum realm. That gives him the spark. They fix it. They go back in time and fix everything. And now Robert Downey Jr. has the glove on, and he's about to redo everything. And he goes, if I make this snap, I don't have a daughter anymore. You know what I mean? And now you're like, do I do this? Do I snap my fingers? I'm going to bring back everybody. I'm going to fix everything, but I don't have a daughter anymore. And then it sets up the dichotomy. Thanos was willing to kill his daughters to fulfill his dreams. Is Tony Stark willing to erase his daughter to make everything correct. And then you would have had an interesting movie. And then he snaps his fingers and everything's perfect again. He's courting, Pepper Potts, and he is miserable because he is the only person, because he had the glove. He's the only one who knows that he used to have a daughter. And his wife is like all happy and everything like that. And he's like, every time he can't look at her in the eyes because he basically, and then we would have had a great movie instead of a piece of crap movie that we got.
I'm just pointing out the fact that there were other superpowered characters that could have held that gauntlet and not have died, but he had to do it. And couldn't Scarlet Witch kill him too? She is insanely powerful. People know who she is. She couldn't kill him. She couldn't just straight up hold him down to have someone just slit his throat.
Well, when she had him in the air and she's like, doing her thing, she's like, she fucks him up fast and gets him in the air, and she's like, it's kind of like I'm like, oh, plot armor. He has to get out of this. But like, look how quickly she killed people who she hated. She like, nope.
She mind controlled people after she was super sad.
Why did she just do that to him? Oh, plot armor.
Yeah. That's why I liked Infinity War a little bit more, just a tiny bit more. And Endgame's a little stronger to the very end. They could have killed Thanos without him having to do that.
Yeah.
She literally just hold him there.
Well, I don't
come up.
I think at that point,
hammer and slit his head off.
To me, the way superpowers work is Scarlet Witch wasn't that powerful at that point. It took her insanity of the results of Endgame drove her crazy, and therefore she got like it removed the limits to her power. Like you know what I mean? So that now she can enslave her. But when she fought Thanos, to me anyway, the way I think it has to work, she wasn't that powerful.
Yeah, and to be fair, that usually happens with like telepath. You have to like access anger usually gets you the access to more power and some fucking bullshit like that.
I agree with you, but was it Feige or Russo's came out and said, "Oh no, she was almost pop. She was at peak of her powers in that movie."
I
agree with you though. I agree with
Captain Marvel,
and I think like when she's going before the Illuminati, and Xavier goes, "Oh, this is Reed Richards, the smartest man in two universes." And he should have been like, "Listen, I know how you could get your kids. I know how you could get your kids. You know how Black Bolt over here travels to different dimensions. Black Bolt, tell her how to get her kids." And then she goes to listen. Boom! And then we have a good movie. She's done 15 minutes, and then we have a good movie with Black Bolt and Mr. It was just so bad. I what do they call that? Jobbing when they have like a weaker character, just take out a more powerful. That didn't create gravitas to me. That just made me think plot armor.
Yeah. Well, what it did was it made her a misunderstood villain. So that way, when they give her a redemption arc, she's a misunderstood villain.
If she's misunderstood by people, those people are psychopaths. Like straight up,
that's what they're doing. That's what they're fucking doing. She's misunderstood.
I just liked Thanos was the stupidest villain in the world because what was he going to do? You kill off half the living beings in the universe. If you kill off half the bunny population on Earth,
sits alone. That's what he did.
If you kill off half the bunny population on Earth within 30 years, it's back to normal.
Even the plot in Infinity War, when Thanos, I don't hate Infinity War. People always think I do. I don't. I'm just saying Thanos' motivation makes no sense based on how you think about it. Not to be fair, I'm not projecting real life. I'm just talking about their world itself, make believe world. Thanos said that would happen on Titan with the resources. He saw they were evaporating. He thought that would happen to everywhere else. Now, keep in mind, how would he specifically know how every other planet's resources work? That makes no sense at all. Plus, this is a make-believe world. So it's even more possible that they will never happen to them.
Plus, he has the powers. So why doesn't he create infinite resources?
He could literally just go to those planets and fix them, but he didn't. He went to those planets to kill people and murder them.
Or the merciful thing. Why doesn't he have it so that everything breeds 1/4 of the time?
I think Infinity War is fine.
You would love that. MSK, you could bang as much as possible and have less.
Whoa. No, I'm saying Infinity War to me isn't bad. It's just that it only gets a little bad when he starts talking about why he's doing what he's doing. When he starts speaking, it's like, that makes no sense at all. How in the world could he? Keep in mind, the Marvel universe, apparently the cosmos are defined as straight up infinite. How in the world does he know how planets' resources work? That mother is talking out of his ass.
Right.
Crazy. I think he's a lunatic.
How scary would it have been if you stuck to the comic book character that he is a super powered serial killer?
Yeah, the Lady Death removing that was stupid. That would have been scary. Yeah, they removed Lady Death. That was a stupid thing.
Oh, she's in Agatha now. Unless you could do a bait and switch, I was wrong on who Aubrey Plaza playing.
Kill me now, please.
She's playing because a pop vinyl character of her came out. She's dead. Yeah. She's dead.
Why is Lady Death introduced after Thanos? Okay, I'm done. My brain's
she's actually a pretty good choice to play Death.
I mean, Aubrey Plaza's a good actress for that stuff. Yeah.
So they have done like fake Funko releases before, so there is a possibility that it's fake. But they did announce that Mephisto is showing up in Ironheart for some reason as well. So
that makes a lot of sense.
Good times.
14-year-old girl who can't make her own stuff, she has to steal it from a white man. Is going to fight the devil.
14-year-old lesbian. Got to get it right.
Oh, I didn't realize she's a lesbian. Now it makes sense.
She will be a lesbian. Yeah.
In the Infinity Gauntlet story, the reason why the Lady Death's plot works better than what the movie did is because it was. Basically, what it is that he was willing to go through that much lengths to prove that he loved this woman. That is way better of a plot than what the hell he was talking about in Infinity War. That makes no sense. Yeah.
You know, Thanatos is the Greek god of death. He's named after the Greek god of death. His brother is Eros, life. He's death. He's obsessed with death. He wants to, you know what I mean? They could have done that. He's going to kill half.
They're like, we can't say Lady Death. The kids are what we're gonna do with the children. Guys, the Marvel movies have shown people dying. I'm pretty sure the kids are fine watching these. They're okay.
And kids like to be scared. You know, just imagine you were 6 years old and you went to go see Star Wars for the first time in 1977, like me. I'll tell you, there were scary scenes. You know, the R2-D2 going to the crowd and the Jawas pop out. For all I knew, these were little freaking devils. They come out, they shoot them, scared the crap out of me. Empire Strikes Back, you got Luke Skywalker getting killed by a snow monster. He cuts its arm off. This was scary stuff. Star Wars was pretty scary back then. Back then, they didn't care about scaring kids. Look at Gremlins. Gremlins scared the crap out of kids when that movie came out. You know, and now protect the children. You know, kids like to be scared in a safe environment. When you're at the movie theater with your mom and dad, got a bucket of popcorn on your lap, scare the crap out of me. That's fun, you know. Why else do people go on roller coasters? You know, you want to go on a scary freaking roller coaster. You don't want to go on the putt-putt roller coaster that just goes around in a circle. You know, you want the shit your pants ride. You know, matter of fact, if you went to Six Flags and they said this ride will make you shit your pants, you'd go on that one first. You know.
All right. Oh, time to wrap it up here tonight. I gotta go get some more stuff done. I actually have to read a comic book so I can review it tomorrow. Darnell, I'll start with Darnell. Anything you got planned coming up, man? Beside being around here and getting paid a lot of money.
I was actually wrong about doing trivia tonight, and next week there will be no trivia. And then, I think tomorrow next week starts the push to advertise the show coming out, which will debut on the 23rd of October, unless we move it.
To be fair, they did kill off Black Widow, so one of the main Avengers did die.
Yes.
There was stakes there. She did die. Black Widow hasn't been back. You know,
but she is one they're going to recast. Remember, it's her, Stark, Cap, and Black Panther.
Isn't she Black Widow? Oh, kill me now. Whatever, man. So stupid. Oh, God. Just don't, like what John said, if you don't really feel like you're confident in making a better character, don't kill them off. It made no sense to kill them anyway. Then them being gone didn't make the factor. People said, well, like you said earlier, if you're going to kill them off, can you make it better? They didn't make it better. Killing them off made everything worse.
I tell you, how Steve Rogers' ending sucked.
That one made no sense because in Age of Ultron, he said he wanted to be on Earth and he liked living in this time period. Right. In Age of Ultron, he said he liked living here.
And they also said in one of the movies that Sharon Carter got married. You know, so
right in Winter Soldier,
so he just went back and erased her past. You know, she was happy with somebody else.
In Age of Ultron, he literally said, you know, I like being here. I'm cool with my life here. He just forsaked all of that because he saw Peggy in the flashback when he went back in time. I'm like, oh my God. Jesus Christ, Marvel. Well, Darnell, not Darnell. Oh my God. Faye Poupée Gray, Mustard Man. What you got planned coming up?
Yeah, I guess, you know, every Tuesday I charitably give some clout to MSK. But, you know, if you can't get enough of me here, since I don't make actual content on my own channel, go over to That Darn Kidda's channel every Thursday for the Thinkers. It's people from like 3 different continents getting together, arguing about everything. Complete disagreement, but somewhat civilly. Last week there was somebody who was supposed to debate me about men's mental health, and the tweet that kind of lit up the internet about 3 weeks ago now. But
nobody cares about men's mental health.
That's my point on it. And the dude kind of chickened out, but he says he'll be there this week. So we'll get the final continuation of that, and then we're graced with this amazing guest who happened to create his own tabletop RPG. So we're definitely going to be going through a lot of that. So that sounds awesome. Come over to That Darn Kidda's channel, YouTube at That Darn Kidda, every Thursday morning for Thinkers. That's about all I got going on. What about you, John? What you got going on your channel, sir?
Me, on my channel, usually Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I do live streams. I do conversations, and then Friday nights around 8 o'clock. This Friday it's going to be a lot later because I have friends coming over. But I do it's clobbering time where we take comic book characters and have them fight each other and intellectually discuss their greatest hits, biggest losses. It's a lot of fun. Lately, because I'm out of work, although I'll be going back to work in a couple of weeks, I just do spontaneous comics great. And we just talk about things that we like about comics. So I try to keep it positive. I don't really want to talk negative about comics. And then I got my comic book, Heroic Tales, which is live on Indiegogo, live on Fund My Comic. Fund My Comic is always going to be the home for this comic. I do not know if I'm going to use Kickstarter or Indiegogo once these campaigns close. I don't see really the point of it. But there you go. I try to be positive. I actually like comics. I actually like talking about comic books. And
same here. Yeah.
Don't really like gossip.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy comics to the point where, as you guys know, for me, my comic channel, I did the channel update video on it to let you guys know that my goal is to get at least 3 comic book reviews up for the comic books currently on my pull list. Most of my pull list right now from the stack of comics over there is just Wolverine, Avengers, and that's essentially right now what I have. And I have more stuff I'm pulling too, but that's the bulk of what there is right there. I do have a review of C.S. Johnson's Discord #1 coming up very soon. And this channel is obviously, we have a lot more content coming out in here. I'm working on getting the videos done right now. I spent all day getting content done. Holy crap, my eyes were destroyed.
Gossip content?
I put out this Cloud9 podcast episodes on Rumble. And just in a little bit, I think about tomorrow, I'm gonna start getting episodes more back on the podcast platforms to upload where I left off at, so I can start uploading episodes in this show currently, because it's a lot, but I love doing it. So we'll be back here tomorrow with a one-on-one with an indie comic book creator, and then we should have the Wednesday show later on with Sammy, me, Darnell, and another guy who you guys saw before on the other Iron podcast. He wants to come on Wednesday show. Hopefully it's a consistent thing, because more people, the worse quality, right? I'm just kidding. Well,
I think 4 people's good. Once you have more than 4 people,
about if it goes past like 6, I would say it turns into just a.
I hate being on huge panels. I just sit there like this.
There's always that one person that'll just start a monologue for hours. It's always that one guy who does. Usually nothing past like 6 for me is a good thing. I'm like, okay, we're not doing. Back in the day, I used to have average 10 people like F&T. It was like, well, F&T does it. Okay, the one show that does it. Glad that's the example for everybody. Holy shit, people, come on. Not everyone can do 10-man panels. If you can, cool, but I do not recommend it at all.
You do 10 guys, go for it.
You can handle 10 men, right, MSK?
Yep. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. We will see you guys later. Have a great night, everybody.